Hi everybody! We hope that you all are doing great today, and we welcome you to today's Read Aloud. Our story for today is very special. It is special because it teaches us so many good things. It teaches us good values and virtues that we all must follow. The story of good over evil, of kindness over jealousy, of friendship, loyalty, and togetherness. Yes, you guessed it right. On occasion of Vijayadashami or Dusshera, we are going to tell you the story of Ramayana. And the book that we are going to read is Amma, Tell Me About Ramayana, which is written by none other than our very loved author, Bhakti Mathur, and it is illustrated by Molshri Somani. So, if you all are ready, let's turn the page, kid. Shall we? Klaka hopped onto Amma's lap, for finally it was story time. Amma had promised to tell them the story of Ramayana in rhyme. Amma started. Ramayana is an ancient poem written by the great poet Valmiki about the life and deeds of Prince Ram. Listen closely, dear Klaka and Kiki. Once upon a time in Ayodhya ruled the mighty King Dusshera. Blessed he was with 4 brave sons, Ram, Lakshman, Shatrugna and Bharat. Ram, the oldest, was loved by all. His virtues knew no bound. Kind, wise and a brave warrior, unmatched on the battleground. When the time came to name the next king, Dusshera chose Ram. Who else could it be? All of Ayodhya was thrilled with the decision. The citizens celebrated the news with glee. All except Kaikeyi, Rama's wicked stepmother, who wanted Bharat, her son, as the king of the land. Mad with anger, she threw a big tantrum, forcing Dusshera to listen to her demand. She said to Dusshera, "I saved you many years ago. As wounded in battle you lay, tired and weak. In return, my king, you promised me 2 boons, that you would agree to whatever I seek. My son Bharat must be the new king. This is the first boon. Fulfill it. The second, banish Ram for 14 years to the forest to live as a hermit." On hearing this, Dusshera was shocked. His heart was torn in two. He was duty bound to uphold a promise, but exiling Ram, he couldn't bear to do. Ram was calm and consoled the king. "Father, my duty is clear," said he. "Happily I give up the throne for the forest. You must keep your word to Queen Kaikeyi." Sita, his wife, and brother Lakshman said, "Ram, we too will go with you. Our place is by your side, and together we will see these 14 years through." And so, dressed only as simple hermits, the 3 left the royal palace behind. Bravely they strode to the forest ahead, without regret or worry on their mind. All of Ayodhya bid them farewell. Tears streamed down most faces. How could the 3 used to palaces survive Dandak forest, the darkest of places? Dandaka was indeed dark and dangerous, full of wild animals and vicious demons, terrorizing people who lived nearby, causing havoc and killing innocent humans. But Ram and Lakshman knew no fear. Bravely they took the evil creatures on. One by one they fought the demons till they fled the forest and were all gone. The three settled down to a simple life in the forest that they had made their own. They worked hard day and night, but were happy. Soon, the years of their exile had nearly flown. But a terrible fate lay ahead of them. For Ravan, the demon king with 10 heads, upon hearing of Sita's grace and beauty, decided to make her his queen instead. One day when the brothers were away, Ravan came disguised as a beggar. He pretended to ask Sita for food and tricked her out of a shelter. Throwing Sita onto Pushpak, his magical chariot, swiftly towards Lanka did Ravan make his way, for that was his kingdom far across the ocean, where he and his mighty demon army held sway. When Ram found Sita gone, he was worried beyond belief. Quickly they set off in search of her. Rama could hardly control his grief. They soon came upon a dreadful sight, for there lay Jatayu, a majestic bird, with one wing most cruelly cut off, badly battered in a pool of blood. On seeing that Ravan had kidnapped Sita and was flying off with her in the sky, Jatayu had challenged Ravana to fight, but was cut down and left there to die. "Ravan has taken Sita to Lanka," said Jatayu. "I tried to stop him, but he prevailed. Alas, I am not the warrior I once was. I am sorry, O Ram, that I have failed." "Hush, Jatayu, brave Jatayu. I cannot thank you too much," wept Ram. "The bravest of birds are you, and will go down in history as such." Ram and Lakshman set off to Lanka at once, passing through Kishkinda, the monkey kingdom. There they luckily met the mighty general Hanuman, who was renowned for his bravery and wisdom. On hearing of Ravan's evil deed, Hanuman pledged Ram his aid. An army of monkeys and bears was raised. Together they marched to Lanka unafraid. They reached the edge of the ocean, and there across was Lanka for all to see. But was this the end of the road for them? For how were they to cross the mighty sea? They sat for days at the ocean's edge. Their efforts seemed a complete loss. Finally, Ram prayed to the sea god to help them find a way across. The sea god answered their prayers. A miracle occurred as they watched in awe. Stones and rocks started to float on water. They built a bridge to reach Lanka's shore. There, a vast army stood ready and armed, and so began a most fearsome war. People say that such a great battle had never been fought before. The monkey warriors were quick and fought with courage and skill. Ram's and Lakshman's magical arrows did thousands of demons kill. The demons too fought with valor, and never did they seem to tire. They fell upon the monkey army and did fight fire with fire. Finally, Ram and Ravan met, and a fearsome duel did ensue. Rama's arrow cut off Ravana's head, but in its place, a new one grew. 10 times did Ram cut off Ravan's head, and 10 times a new one sprang up in its stead. Ram then remembered that his navel was where Ravan's life force did flow. Picking out a flaming golden arrow, he carefully released from his bow. And as the arrow hit Ravan's navel, time seemed to stand still. Very slowly, he fell to the ground. The evil demon was finally killed. Victory was Ram's as Ravan lay dead. The monkey army rejoiced with festivity. But Ram had only one thing on his mind. He rushed to have Sita released from captivity. And as Ram and Sita embraced each other, the clouds in the sky parted ways. The gods showered flowers upon them. The sun bathed them with golden rays. The 14 years of Ram's exile had also finally come to an end. It was time to return to Ayodhya, be united with family and friends. Carrying the three on his mighty shoulders, Hanuman flew to Ayodhya that very night. As they got nearer to the city, they were guided by thousands of diyas giving off a golden light. You see, the people of Ayodhya had remembered that the 14 years of Ram's exile has passed. So they had lit up diyas across the city to welcome Ram back in their midst at last. Ram was crowned king of Ayodhya. It was a joyous celebration. For many years his rule did last. He reigned over a happy and just nation. So, that was the Ramayana, an epic tale that has lots to teach you. How you too can choose to be like Ram, learn to embody his goodness and virtue. Learn from Lakshman, a brother's loyalty, and from Sita, the ideal companion and wife. Learn from Hanuman how true love for Ram can guide you through your entire life. So that was the story of Ramayana, and we hope you loved it as much as we did. And we wish you all once again a very happy Vijayadashami.